It's snowing. It's snowing in Charlotte. It's gonna snow more. Hello, friends. It's Palmer and Bento. Just death staring. I think he's watching the snow. No, I have no idea. He's an apex predator. Who knows? It's Palmer reporting on vibes. I am a native Charlottean. And I want to talk about the Charlotte dining scene, so let's get into it. Chiefs is open. Chiefs is open in NoDa. This was a hotly anticipated opening in Charlotte for 2025. Built on Hospitality is the restaurant group bringing us this concept, and they have brought us Folia, Old Time Kitchen and Cocktails, Haymaker, RIP, and Goodyear House right next door. This is led by famous noted local mixologist Bob Peters, full name, Chief's Modern Cocktail Bar. And before I went, I did very little Googling about this, so I didn't really know about the whole cocktail angle. I think because of the name, I sort of assumed this was going to be like a sports bar leaning place, or maybe like pubish or something. I wasn't expecting Modern Cocktail Bar, but that's what it is. I was pleasantly surprised to find that this is like a cozy, classy, cozy cocktail bar. So let's talk about the cocktails. They have a fantastic selection. Some interesting ones that just jumped out at me was popcorn and sherry. Sounds really cool. It has pisco and a popcorn simple syrup, which, like, how do you even do that? I'd love to know. An apple brandy drink called apple brandy should be more of a thing. And they include honey miso syrup in that, which sounds really good to me. And then there's your classics. There's a Negroni, an old fashioned, a Sazerac, a French 25, French 75. I was also very fascinated by this large format cheerwine drink called OnlyFans of Cheerwine. I think I can say OnlyFans on YouTube. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. It's made with the local rum, Queen Charlotte Reserve, which is a 4-year Carolina rum from Muddy River Distillery out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. Didn't know we had it. That's so cool. Vanilla infused Amaro and obviously cheerwine. I think it's really interesting how many places are really trying to incorporate cheerwine as a flavor in their menus right now. Like, I just saw the other day that Supperland is introducing this cheerwine dessert, which sounds incredible. It seems like the brewery started to incorporate cheerwine like in beers, and now that's a thing and it's kind of everywhere. I don't know. My curiosity was piqued by that large format cheerwine cocktail, but I'm doing dry January, so we'll have to save that for a different month. My partner got the clarified malted milk punch, and that is made with Southern Star bourbon, winter spices, malted milk, apple spice tea, and this smelled and tasted so much like winter, so much like holiday. And I know we're past holiday, I get that, but we're still in winter. It's snowing in Charlotte. It's gonna snow more. Actually, kind of a bummer. I was supposed to go to Atlanta this weekend. It's not happening. Anyways, this cocktail is just sort of seasonally perfect. He loved it. He ended up getting a second one. If you like that winter, like baking spices flavor profile, definitely try this cocktail out. It is wonderful. So like I said, I'm doing dry January, and Chiefs does have a little menu of, oh, there he goes. Bye. Chiefs does have a nice little selection of 3 non-alcoholic cocktails. One is apple cider based, one is like turmeric ginger tea based, and the third one, the one that I got, has a shiso syrup called the Yum-O. If you're not familiar with shiso, it's an herb native to Asia. I'm most familiar with it in the context of Japanese cuisine. The flavor, I think, actually fits in really well with Southern cuisine. It's very refreshing, very citrusy, very herbal. And this cocktail was delicious. It tasted like a little bit like a dry soda. I love a dry soda. I love for something to be super carbonated, but like not a little sweet, but not too sweet. This really nailed that. It was delicious. Recommend. Chiefs does serve food. It has some small bites, so we got a few of those. We got the pimento cheese, the marinated olives, and the bratwurst plate. I enjoyed all of these. I really especially love the pimento cheese. I'm really picky about pimento cheese. I grew up with my grandmother's pimento cheese passed down to my mom. Now I'm sort of the keeper of that recipe, And I'm often like afraid to try other people's pimento cheese. Just, you know, I get let down all the time. We tried this and it was dynamite. It was so good. Now, probably you're familiar with pimento cheese being served as like a cold, like a chilled dip. This was warm. This was a warm pimento cheese with hot honey drizzled on top, but I'm not mad at it. It was so good. The olives were also fantastic. Very flavorful. Then the brat plate, I was a little thrown off by the presentation of this brat plate, and my partner is from the Midwest and he thought that the brat could be a little more flavorful. I thought it tasted fine. We're gonna come back to the presentation though. I'll talk about that. So we finished off with the root beer float, and literally they bring you a glass with like 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream and a bottle of IBC root beer, and you pour this float and eat it at your table. It almost felt kind of silly in the moment, but I haven't had a root beer float in so long, and I had forgotten how good it was. Definitely like a lot of nostalgia came rushing in when we were enjoying this thing. While we were enjoying our root beer float, Bob swung by our table, told us about how the concept is inspired by his father. Chiefs was his nickname, and how his father loved root beer floats and would make root beer floats for the grandchildren. And he wanted to bring some of that Southern family love and hospitality. And something he also talked about was keeping things pretty simple. I think definitely the cocktails are the star of the show here, right? Like those are sort of the complex gems on the menu. The food is meant to be good, but not more complicated than it needs to be. And that kind of made, you know, this root beer where it's like, it's just this, we got this glass of ice cream. And then this sort of a simple bratwurst plate that made that all make a little more sense to me. Like, this is not meant to be taking center stage. It's just meant to be pared down and simple, and the cocktails are the thing, right? You're not a huge eater, or you're going here when you're not super hungry, you could make kind of a full meal. There were other things on the menu we didn't try, like the oysters Rockefeller, which I definitely want to try when I come back. But if you're looking for more of an ample, kind of a robust meal, you probably just want this to be like a preamble to dinner. I'm sure a large part of the concept behind this was to catch overflow from Goodyear House when it gets busy. And, it's really snowing now, and there's a guy out front just like looking around in awe. Charlotteans just being like, it's snowing a tiny bit. We're amazed. So if you are waiting for a table to open up at Goodyear House or Everandalo or Haberdish or like anywhere in this stretch of NoDa, this is a great option to come just like grab a bite and a drink before you head to your main meal. Grown and sexy vibes. I think this is perfect for a date night. I think this is perfect for a girls' night. I think that if you wanted to do a little solo date night, you're going to sit up at the bar. Definitely good vibes for that. I can't wait to come by and sit at the bar next time I'm in. So that's Chiefs, guys. Definitely worth checking out, especially while we're in cozy season right now. I'm sure there will be some menu changes, but I think what they've got on currently is excellent. So give it a try. If you liked this video, hit the like button below. If you want to see more videos about Charlotte dining scene things, conversations, openings, stuff like that, hit the subscribe button. And I would love to hear you guys in the comments. Tell me what you're interested in seeing, talking about regarding Charleston. Sorry, I lived in Charleston for a long time. Regarding Charlotte dining stuff, I've got lots of videos in the hopper. I've got lots of ideas. I was thinking about doing more cozy spots around town that I recommend for date nights, girls' nights, solo nights. I was thinking about talking about other places for good NA options for dry January. I'm thinking about doing a super G-Mart haul. Maybe covering that Whataburger in Hickory when it opens. I've got ideas, but I would love to hear what else interests you guys. So let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!